we have the first games of Football League football for Wrexham in, I probably should have done my research, I'm going to say 19 years, complete guess, definitely wrong. We've lost our top scorer from last year, unfortunately, but we have bought the top scorer from the National League. Welcome. We have Sutton United to kick off, and if all this doesn't take too long, we can then run into the Carabao Cup game in which we've been drawn against Bolton. So there's nothing to cover on game-wise, obviously, because it's the first games of the season. I'm going to do our transfer business, but because I kind of went through and I got rid of loads of players and I bought in loads of players, I'm just going to tell you who's left. I'll go into depth on one player. It's kind of obvious who it is because I've already told you. And then we'll go into like the team lineup, and that will also show you who we've signed. So, before actually we jump into that madness, if you could do me the favour, like and subscribe and show support on the channel, would be greatly appreciated. From the end of last year, there wasn't really anyone that we got rid of. Bickerstaff, Jacob Mendy's probably the main one, McAlinden, no one really that we care about. Mendy was the only player that we had that wasn't homegrown, so he had to go, and I kind of set myself that wasn't even the one where he left, it was here. I kind of set myself a thing where I'm just going to accept the first deal for him. We've got rid of a lot of players because they were paid too much and they weren't that good. So we've lost out Lennon, Dibble, Ford, Gormley, Young, Mendy, McFadzine. He was in the last year of his contract. He should have gone for more, but last year of his contract. Jones, Cleworth and Asante have all left us. And then the big boy is Paul Mullin. He's gone over to Burton Albion. He went for 600 grand, as you can see there. Paid 42 for us, scored 35 goals, 2 assists, 6 man of the matches. He was a pretty handy player for us. He was being paid a small fortune, about 5.5 grand. Pretty much the same as what he's being paid here. So I kind of thought we'd just let him go. So I offered him out. Didn't even come and approach us. I offered him out because I wanted the money. So I got it. And with it, we've signed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10 players because we already had Sean Morrison. So yeah, we've done a lot of work with it. So let's have a little look what it is exactly that I've done. Also, I don't know how I didn't lead off with this. I've had a slight change in formation. You might notice it. It's quite discreet from what we had before. It's a 3-1-4-2, and you know what? It bloody does the job. In friendlies only, admittedly, but it's done a really good job for us all the way through them. So we're going in with Townsend in goal still. I had looked to sign some few other goalkeepers. There was one fella who was on a free transfer who went to Stoke instead, which is unfortunate. We have Morrison, Scar and Aimson as our back three. We do have Aaron Hayden, but we're just leaving him on the bench to do benchy things. Scar is one of the 2 players that we signed for actual money. He came in for 6 grand, 6'2", jumping reach 15, heading 17. He should just do a decent job at centre-back for us. He can do the wide centre-back, ball-playing centre-back roles as well, which is what we're asking him to do. In which he's competent, shall we say. We also have brought in, O'Connor, we know we had, Hosanna, Evans, Bostock and Banks. So Evans is new. Lee Evans. It's not the comedian. I'm going to be honest, I didn't know this fella existed. I am going to shuffle them around as such. Also, with this change, we've lost Elliot Lee's position, so I'm retraining him to be a centre mid. He'll definitely do good there. He just needs to get over himself. There's a few players that are unhappy. You've probably noticed Lee, Hayden, Palmer, O'Connor. I offered them all out. Their wages are too high. I'm not a fan of it. They didn't go, so they're unhappy, which is probably understandable. Banks is a new player that's came in at left kind of wing he is, but I've got him as a left mid on defend. Well, defensive winger, seems to be doing a good job for us. Lee Evans, as we say, we've already looked at him. Louis Annesley is another guy that we've picked up, a Gibraltar centre-back. He came in for £0, but he's 6'4" with a jumping reach of 16, so again, should do a decent job. He's quite strong on his left foot as well, so actually, you know what? We'll throw him in. He's one of our only left-footed centre-backs. He can come straight in at centre-back. As I say, we've got Evans, Hosanna, Lee, Bostock, Banks as a midfield 3. And we do have Shamanga and Wells as the top two. I'm not going to play them both. I'm going to start Wells, leave out Shamanga, who is our big signing. He came in for 60 to 100 grand. He should do a good job for us. As I say, he was top scorer in the league last year. He's not dissimilar from Mullin at all. He's a little bit weaker, but he's also a bit younger. And as we know, he can score goals. So hopefully we're expecting him to do that. And we've also signed the boy, Naki Wells. I looked at his stats because I was assuming that he'd scored loads of goals in a few seasons, but he scored some goals in some seasons. I think this one at Bradford is the one where obviously he gained the attention the most. He did alright, to be fair to him. Half a season he scored 14 goals, and then the second half of the season he scored 7 for Huddersfield, but he's came in and done well for us in our friendlies. So he's going to be starting. We've got a good rotation between him and Shamanga. And then alongside that, we've got Dolby to kind of rotate with Palmer. And if needs be, we can kind of change it from a target forward to a deep line forward. But then we'd have to amend corner kicks, etc. So let's jump into the game. Banks with a free kick on the right side for us. Puts it in towards Annesley and his header hits the post. Townsend with a goal kick. Batters it out towards Palmer up top. He misses his header, but Goodliff picks up that loose ball. Rida Hall knocks it forward. Our defender wins the header, of course, because he's massive. Lee back in towards Morrison. So, kind of the back three and the centre defensive mid are acting almost like a back four, but quite narrow. And then we kind of play in a 4-4-2 ahead of that. I think Bostock was offside there. I hope he was, because otherwise he just had no intention of picking the ball up. Lee picks up that one. Knocks it out towards Banks on the left side. He whips across. Oh, no, he doesn't. Oh, that was close. He didn't go in. Wasn't even close. So let's not waste our time with VAR in a bit. It didn't, to be fair. Hosanna has a throw-in on the right for us. Gets it to Lee. Back to Hosanna. To Lee, again. To the back post to Wells. Oh, and he smashes it in. Wonderful. 40th minute. Hosanna and Lee working pretty well on that right-hand side. He scoops the ball to the back post. Wells stabs it in. Happy days. Barden throws short to Tanner on the right side. One of the little kind of, what are they called? Momentum graph came up. It's almost entirely like this light blue colour, which is fantastic. Wells has just had a pot shot. I mean, to be fair, he didn't have really much else he could have done at that point. The Sutton goalkeeper on the ball. Through to Goodliff. He lumps it forwards towards Tanner, who's able to bring the ball down, pretty disappointingly. Knocks it into Wilson in the area. And a good blocker, Morrison, just boots it into one of the stands. Into the last 20. We haven't made the subs yet, but we'll make them shortly. Wilson kind of got the header off the goal kick, but still in our possession. Morrison, Hosanna on the right side. Our actual right back is injured. Pretty heavily injured. I think he's out for about a month still. But Hosanna's going to do all right. I'm to retrain him up to a right mid rather than right wing back. Because we're back in the Football League, we have 5 subs to make, which is good. So I've made 4 of them in one go. We've brought in Aimson, where have you come from? Davies, Shamanga, and O'Connor at the holding midfield as well. So just freshening up kind of midfield and what we've got. Ball being through to put... Oh, jeez, what was that? That's supposed to be put through, but I said thought through. It's a new through. Oh my god, the defenders just decided to not attack it. It's Aimson as well. The only defender that's on fresh legs is the one that couldn't be asked to follow that ball all the way. So they've got a corner. Glover's going to put it in. Towards the middle again. Goalie collects comfortably. Beautiful. Right. 4 minutes on the clock. Let's just not concede. We've been the better of the two teams stats-wise, but if we can come away with a win, start off the season, beautiful. Seems to be what we've done. Wonderful. Let's jump forward to Bolton. And the only other thing I wanted to show you was where we sit on the season preview. So we are currently 3rd, apparently. The best of the promoted teams. There's only 2 of us. The other one being County, so it thinks that we're both going to stay up. It just kind of has us expected to be in the promotion battle, which the board are expecting to. They want us to get into the playoffs, I believe. So it seems we've got the team to do so, but we don't have anyone in the Dream 11 this year, which is... it's just sad, isn't it? We had our whole squad last year. We've rotated our squad quite a bit for the game against Bolton. We had 2 of our youngsters that came through the youth intake. Obviously, the one just gone. That were pretty damn good. So they're both playing. We've got Chris Williams, who's 15 years old. He's taken number 1. The audacity of the man. I love it. Fair play to him. The other being Matthew Funnell. He's also 15, but he's taken 26. Bit reserved, but he's stepped back a bit. He's nice and fast, but he doesn't have any stamina or strength, which isn't ideal. But his finishing and first touch are pretty strong, along with a good flair, technique and work rate. He looks like he could be a pretty handy player. Along with them, we've got Aimson, Hayden and Annesley as the back 3. Evans just in front of them, with Hosanna, Davies, O'Connor and Mundell, another one of our new signings. He came in from Tottenham, 20 years old. Looks like he can have quite a bit of potential there as well, which is good. And we've got Shamanga starting as a deep line forward alongside Funnell. The likelihood that we're going to stay in this cup for very long is not very high, so I'm thinking we'll use it to get some of our youngsters some game time. Mundell's had the ball knocked onto him from one of the... What a goal. It wasn't even one of the Bolton players, it was Shamanga. Never mind. How offside was he? So Williams knocks it forward. Shamanga does win the header. He was quite far offside, wasn't he, there? It's quite a bit off. Let's just move on. Evans with the ball in the middle. We're through to second half now. Hosanna gets dispossessed. Brown and Sadler on the ball for Bolton. They're pushing forward, back into Brown. He's got a guy out to the left of him. Doesn't use him, fair enough. He's had a shot and it's just over. John with a throw in for Bolton. Plays it short to Thomason. And then back over to the throw man. There we go. He shall henceforth be known as Throw Man. Jones is heading down the right side for Bolton. He doesn't seem to be getting challenged much, which is an idea. Sadlier into Morley, and Afalayan's are completely open. The ball appeared to go right through my defender. Literally through the man. 49 on the clock. They have now taken the lead. So Sadlier puts the ball through. Morley, puts it over. Afalayan's not marked in the slightest, and yet it quite literally goes through the defender. What more could he have done? Funnell on the ball. He's just immediately lost possession. That's good of him. Jones, Sadlier. It is Sadlier, isn't it? There is an L in the middle of that. Oh my god, where's my entire defence? Brown just smashes it over. Right, I'm just going to have a look. So, out of possession. We're on a standard line. We want to trap in people inside. I'm not asking them to drop off. I'm not asking them to step forward. Just standard line. One defender stays back. The other two pissed off then. No reason why. Aimson has a throw. Short to Shamanga. Out to Evans on the right. And puts it up for Zanna on the right side. He's pushing forward. Tries to get a ball in. And he just smashes against the Bolton defender. Brown has the ball now going forward for them. And Afalayan isn't able to get to it before Aimson. Right, okay. Now let's start an attack, guys. Williams is on the ball. He couldn't have done much about the goal he conceded as well. So that's fine. He's got a nice little bit of potential. And he's 15. He's just battered it forward. Shamanga, he's not been put in. But he's built an attack for it. He scored. Goalie's got an assist. Shamanga scored. I'm not even asking him to boot it forward. I'm pretty sure I'm actively telling the goalkeeper to kick it short. But if he wants to carry that on all day, then fair play to the lad. He's not on sweepkeeper or anything. He's got a world of his own, this goalkeeper has, and I'm loving every second of it. And Shamanga, pulling that shit out. Happy days. So we just pushed past 69 minutes. We've made 5 subs. We've brought in, should I say, Morrison, Scar, both of the wide centre-backs, Bostock, Banks, and Wells up top. So we've got fresh legs pretty much all over the pitch. I don't believe we've got another sub left, so if anyone wants to get himself sent off or injured, then only going to hinder me. Bolton have the ball on the right side. Out to Jones, their right back, gets it in, and Bodvarsson's header rattles off the crossbar. Hosanna, throw man, as we're calling him, puts it in towards the back post. Shamanga wins the head. Shamanga scored again. I don't know how A, that ball went in, B, how Shamanga won the header, and C, then how the goalkeeper didn't save it. Either way, we're in the lead, so it's fine. So Throwman takes it, as it's straight back, gets the ball in, does a decent cross. Shamanga completely he jumps at a completely different time to the Bolton defender, so I assume he jumped a few minutes too early. And the goalkeeper just flapped at it, really, didn't he? It's 1-0, so we've got 5 minutes left. I am going to go a bit stinky, which involves us. If you've been around, you know what's going on. You know what's going on. And what I says about Chris Williams in goal, I haven't been asking him to distribute in any specific way, so I'll let him off on that regards as well, to be fair. We'll drop the attack. Actually, no, we're not going to change anything. I'm just going to trigger press slightly less. But we'll leave everything else as it is. It seems to be doing the job. So we've got 4 minutes left. Hosanna with a corner towards the near post. Scar hits the post. And Hosanna picks up the ball again. He's still got possession. I thought he just ran himself out of it then. O'Connor, Scar. We've got no one behind these guys. So if you can not lose possession, that would be wonderful. Hayden. Don't lose possession. Don't lose it. What are you doing? What is this? Hayden, Scar. Don't lose possession. Okay, he's got fouled. That's fine. I can deal with being fouled. I was just half expecting him to fall over or anything and then them just break on us and score. We've only gone and bloody done it. League One opposition. Get in the bin. Get firmly in the bin. We have cups left, right and centre. I'm not going to bother with the EFL Trophy Northern section until we start getting towards the knockout rounds, I think. So there's no point in us coming back for that. The EFL Cup itself, we have one right at the end of the transfer window. So potentially, if that's a good draw, we'll come back for that and the deadline day. Otherwise, we'll just come back for the Dons game and a summary of what else I've been up to in the transfer window. But if you did enjoy today's episode, which I did thoroughly, then do me the favour, like and subscribing, as I mentioned earlier. All be smarters on screen as well, so you can carry on watching. And thank you very much for your time.